Evening all, welcome to dhtrader.com. Today is Saturday, the 11th of October. I'm David, and we're going to be looking at the DAX 30 tonight and see basically what's been happening during the past few months. If, just like we have been doing, you've been trading the DAX during the past months, you would have noticed that we've had quite a bit of a roller coaster ride, which was very nice, very profitable in some instances. Basically, let's try and analyze what has happened so far and why it has happened. Now, if we go back in time, here you can see that reaching the end of May of 2014, the DAX entered a range between the 10,030 level roughly and the 9,830. This range is depicted by the two blue lines that we've got here. Well, this range held for, let's say, quite a couple of months. At the beginning of the range, nevertheless, here, as you can see, I'm underlining, there's a thick red line. This red line indicates a bearish divergence in the course of the DAX with oversold stochastics, as you can see here with the green dots. This is telling us that there is a price divergence, that the price action doesn't follow the course of the DAX, and therefore we should see a trend reversal on the previous trend that we've had. Now, if we draw a trend line on the on what we had roughly. Okay, so as you can see, the DAX actually entered this range, gave us indication here of a bearish divergence. It went down, it bounced back up on the trend line, and eventually broke it here. Now, at this stage, it's very interesting because obviously we break this trend line. We're kind of exiting a triangle here, a mini triangle, as you can see, at the downside, and therefore, well, we should see some strong downwards pressure. So we could have, with these, let's say, with all this information reunited, we should have already a clear indication at this stage here, as you can see there, on the 24th of June, that we're going to go down. The price is going to go down. I mean, not the price, the value is going to go down, and we just have to kind of wait and see when it happens. Now, when we break a trend line, as quite a few will know by now if you've been following our videos, we have got a saying. We say that an important support or trend line, once broken, or resistance as such, once broken, is quite often, not to say almost always, retested. Now, we call it kissing it goodbye. What we do basically is we go down and we kind of make our way back up here, and we kiss the trend line goodbye in order to continue our way down. Now, at this stage, obviously, if you remember, we were in this range, so this was an important resistance for the course of the DAX. We did try and go back up, kiss it goodbye. We didn't quite reach it due to this resistance, but as soon as we headed here on our way down, well, this was an indication that this bottom support was not going to hold, and as you can see, it didn't. We actually went down. We broke this support on the 8th of July of this year, 2014. We went down once again. Remember what I was saying? We kiss it goodbye. We retest it, which we did. Strangely, we kind of did close above it, but nevertheless, this was a false breakout through the top, and we went back down to continue our course and eventually our crash all the way down. Now, this is what's happened. This was predictable. We knew it was going to happen. What we didn't know, though, was how far down are we going to go. Now, as you can see, I've just drawn this where it did. This represents a support here. Now, many people, I know fellow traders, expected this line to hold, which is a 9,215 bark. As you can see, it did offer some kind of support here with the doji in the middle. Nevertheless, the sales force, I mean the bearish sentiment was still very strong, broke it, and we actually continued our way down. We actually reached the 8,990 level. We went a bit further down, but we never closed below this level. We are looking at the daily chart here. And finally, well, we formed a little bottom and started making our way up again. This was very interesting. We started making our way up. We're going to draw now a trend line as we did this, and you can see it there. Well, basically, this is what happened on On the 8th of August of this year, we formed the bottom. We started making our way up again. Ups and downs, ups and downs. We reached several points of resistance, but nevertheless, none of them actually withheld. We broke them all. As you can see here, we had quite an important one. I'll just draw it for you to appreciate it. It did hold a little bit, bounced down. Many people here would have said, well, this is a trend reversal, as we will be continuing our way down now. So, I mean, this breather, this pullback has reached an end. A lot of people were saying, no, we're not in a bearish trend. This is a bullish market, and therefore this is the pullback as such, and we will be continuing going all the way up to the 10, 11,000 mark. We actually bounced back, we broke it, and we continued our way up. Now, the big question was, fair enough, when are we going to reach a top and continue our way down? Well, as you can see, it's quite simple. All I did was I drew a trend line that was broken on the 12th of September of this year. And what did we do? Well, I mean, I'm going to repeat myself, but I mean, you'll know by now. We actually kissed it goodbye. We kissed this trend line goodbye. We had double resistance here. We had this resistance at the 9,833 level, plus the trend line that we'd previously broken. We kissed it goodbye, and oh my god, what happens? Bang, we go down. So, I mean, this is a very simple, shall we say, analysis of what's happened. Without using complex indicators at all. It's purely based on charting, but it kind of gives you an idea of what happened and why it happened. Now, if we have a look at our weekly charts, I'll just put that on for you. Well, you'll be able to see in our previous videos that we've been predicting let's say that a bearish market on the DAX now for quite some time. Why is that? Because as you can see at this stage here, this big red line is a bearish divergence, telling us that there is this divergence between price action and price of the DAX, or value of the DAX, should I say, and therefore we should be seeing a downwards movement with a target of the 8,980, which is the previous bottom, the previous lows. We actually reached it here, and then obviously we bounced back up. Now this kind of validated this bearish divergence. We had the breather, and now we're continuing up. Nevertheless, here at this level there, we had a previous bearish divergence that hasn't quite been validated. But mainly, this is the divergence that I'm interested in. The one that you can see here that happened between the 18th of March 2012 and the 16th of September 2012. This one had a previous target value of 6,270, and we didn't reach it. So, I mean, there is a possibility, a very strong, let's say, downwards movement still to come on the DAX. And this is what we've initiated now. So, as such, what we're going to do is let's draw a very quick trend line, see if that gives us something. Right, well, that's very interesting. This is a kind of analysis that I hadn't done. I'm just doing it now with you. I just drew a trend line on the weekly chart, as you can see, which is this red line there. We broke this red line at this stage there, which is on the 27th of July. We broke the trend line. This indicates end of the upwards trend. What did we do here? We kissed it goodbye, as we expect, and we continue our way down. Now, as such, this basically tells us that this upward trend movement is over. We're not going to be going back up to the 10,000 mark. We're not going to be going back up to the 11,000 mark. This is over now. So, I mean, we will not be reaching these highs for quite some time. We'll be going now in a downwards market. Now, the closing value of the DAX from Friday was 8,771, as you can see on the chart. We actually closed below the support of 8,992, which was a strong one. So we're now heading to the next support that we've got here. This resistance, 8,485, is going to be our next little block in a way. We'll have some kind of extra resistance at this value there, which is 8,099. We're going to have a bit more here, 7,761. I mean, I'm drawing it very quickly for you. These aren't exactly precise values. Nevertheless, you know that support and resistance aren't lines, they're zones. So in a way, it's around these values that we should see some kind of bounce. Now here, it's obvious to me that the DAX will plummet to 8,485. We're going to be seeing that. It doesn't do it in a straight line. It's obvious. We might see a bit of movement, especially as we've just broken this very, very strong support here at the 8,992. We need to go back and kiss it goodbye. Remember, we always do it, or at least this is the theory. So as such, my guess is we should see a bottom movement which will be taking us back down to roughly possibly the 8,480 or 8,600, around these values. And then we'll be heading back up to that 8,992 value. Possibly we won't reach it completely, but at least we'll be kissing that goodbye. This is the analysis on the weekly. So now we've identified the direction of the DAX. We know this is a downwards market. We know it's a bearish market. So we're going to try and avoid taking long positions. I mean, obviously, if we have a good setup on a bounce, then why not, especially once we've identified a breather, or if we go back up to test a previous support that was broken. And nevertheless, what I do when I trade, I obviously trade in the direction of the trade, of the trend, sorry. So any short trades now will have a consistent lot. The longer ones will be shorter positions. This is the way I do it. So I minimize the risks should, for a reason or another, we continue our way down before retesting any broken supports. Right, so that's about it for this chart. If we go to the 1 hour chart, we'll be able to see what happened last Friday. Now, we've got a lot of indication of bullish divergences which are appearing here. We've even got one in formation now. Nevertheless, these are, I mean, we are in a bearish market now, so I mean, I tend to ignore these. I just take them into consideration once we reach the top and once we have some clear indication that we are reaching a bottom in the market. Now, this is the chart, or let's say this is a chart as most of you know it, with the candles. I'm not going to go through an explanation of what a candle is or how it works. As most of you know it, you know a green candle is a bullish candle, a red one is a bearish one. We've got basically several types of candles like the dojis, etc. But we've got a method at DH Trader that we've started to use recently during the last 2 days. And our indicator kind of draws on top of the chart and calculates candles not with an opening close high and lows, but basically based on averages. And this is what I'm going to show you now. I'm going to open this chart here. Now you're going to say this is a mess, there's lots of lines. I'm just going to get rid of a few actually, so that you can actually focus on the top, which is what I want you to do at this stage. Now this is the same weekly chart that we were looking at here. I'll just put it back for you. This weekly chart there is the same as this, but this is with our indicator on it. Now, what do we see with our indicator? Well, this indicator is what we're checking in order to open long or short positions on the DAX. Now, this indicator is telling us several things. I'll describe them for you. The very first one is identifying the trend on the different timescales. Now, a red arrow down is telling us strong bearish sentiment, strong bearish movement. A yellow one is telling us a loss of momentum in that bearish movement. If we had a green arrow up, strong bullish movement, and if we've got a yellow arrow up, then we've got a loss of momentum in that bullish movement. Now, let's have a look at what happened here. These dots here, as you can see, I'm showing you with my mouse. I'm just going to take the cursor like this. These dots here basically are supports and resistances. So as such, what you can see is that we've reached and we've actually broken this support line there. The course of the DAX now is at 8,771. This support was at 8,906.50, so we've broken a strong weekly support. This is very important. This is telling us that by closing below it, we're going to continue a strong downwards movement on the DAX. If we go on the 1 hour chart, this is a chart we take our positions on. You will be able to see the conditions that are met. I'm just going to get rid of the divergences so that they don't confuse you. And as such, this is what we've got here. So basically, how do we use this method? What's telling us we should buy, we should sell? Well, basically, we've identified we're in a short situation. We're in the bearish market. We're going down, and as such, we'll be focusing on short positions. We've got a PAC. PAC is a price action channel. This is what we've got here in the middle. This little channel that's formed, and it's telling us basically the positions to take according to what the candles are doing. Now, these candles there are not the actual candles of the DAX. It's painted on top of them. As you can see, we're using bars behind them. Nevertheless, this specific bar here opened at this point there and closed at this point there, but our bar has actually calculated an average and therefore doesn't quite match, but it's giving us a more precise information as to the size of the trend. This is actually telling us that we shouldn't be caught in false breakouts of the trend, and it confirms continuation. So what do we do when we trend? Well, it's quite easy. A candle, one of our candles that closes below the pack, the price action channel, is an indication of going short. Especially if we are below this Dean line here. This is a line indicating which is beneath the dynamic support and dynamic resistance. The medium line is telling us that we're in a short market here in this zone. By being there, this is what we've seen at this stage there. We actually take a short position and we only exit the short position should the price candle, shall we say, one of our candle closes above and forms a new candle above the pack. It's not the case. It's telling us here we've got an entry signal, which we took actually, all the way down. This is a support that we reached and it kind of held for a little while. We did expect a little bounce back up here, as you would for any kind of support. The bounce wasn't too high though. We didn't take us above the pack. Went back down once again and continued our way down. Here, as you can see, we've reached a support. Now this is a good exit point. I mean, we did make at this stage a total of just over 200 points, which is quite nice. So we had an exit point by aiming this support there. The price action actually did go above the PAC, but hit this resistance there and started going down again. And by going down, we closed below this. And by closing below a support, you know that you add force or add momentum to the bearish movement. So we could have re-entered at this stage. This is basically how we trade. Now our trading, I mean, as you can see, is quite automatic thanks to this. We have got other indicators here which indicate by crossovers movement. I'm not going to go through it. I mean, I'd be boring you with that. Just the same as here, we've got a volatility index, which is quite important to use. And I'll show you basically what we've got here, which is our results for the past 2 days, 9th of October and 10th of October. We've been mainly trading the DAX, as you can see, the E30. And the results of this method are quite conclusive. We've made a total over 2 days of 2,340 euros profit, as you can see here. This is thanks to the method. So on a 10,000 euro account, as you can see, a 2,340 euro profit in 2 days, based on the method that we're using. So we will be introducing this on our eToro account. I mean, the eToro account that we've had so far has been used mainly to test methods. Our method now is fully tested. It seems to work pretty well. We'll be continuing the use of this, and we'll be posting updates of our videos continuously on dhtrader.com or on eToro. So please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. We're always happy to receive messages from you. Questions, I mean, we're there to help you in your trades too. If we can be of any assistance, then it's gratifying for us. So please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much, and hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.